Welcome to the 1989 Greater Naples Little League and Senior League Girls Softball Opening Day ceremonies and field dedication. We'd like to start tonight with the introduction of the 1989 Little League and Senior League teams. If you would you please hold your applause until the entire team is introduced. The 1989 Cardinals, Little League. First coaches, John Rudolph. Come on, John. The other coaches that are here in attendance but that are doing other things can't come out tonight. George Pittman, Jr. He's in the pep band. Sharon Newton and Anita Pittman. And the Cardinals. And I'd like you to take one step forward when we introduce you. From the Cardinals, Sarah Cannon, Jada Bazinski, Mariah Duke, Carrie Walpole, Carrie Ann Newton, Jamie Burchett, Stephanie Palmer, Mariah Luasis, Jill Lawrence, Lynn Miller, Rochelle Perry, Laura Major, Nicole Curry, Corey Wood, Chrissy Yamron, Chautauqua Harvey. That's the 1989 Little League Cardinals. And second team, the 1989 Blue Jays. I'd like to introduce the coach of the Blue Jays, Sarah Hand. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Charity Broderson, Jessica Schuler, Rachel McMullen, Emily Keister, Kathy O'Connor, Peggy Brown, Elizabeth Bartels, Regina Swope, Erin Doherty, Lisa LaRusso, Mindy Harris, Cheryl Hart, Rebecca Vickery, and Lauren Christ. And now the 1989 Royals, coach and managers, John Greco and Laurie Greco. And the 1989 Royals, Sarah Brown, Elizabeth Brown, Ann Schweikert, Eileen Krasowski, Melissa Payne, Susanna Kloot, Karen Blanchford, Christine Murchison, Michelle Moschel, Lauren Tolson, Jenny Rogers, Barbara Rogers, Sage Workinger, Melissa Trimp, Lindsay Steffens, Lakia Stokes, and Robin Burnett. The 1989 Royals. And his coaches, Tom Cook, Jim Forwood, and Lynn Sally. And now the 1989 Tigers. Amy Walker, Kristen Cates, Katie Cook, Jill Calvini, Melissa Peters, Tabitha Fullwood, Alice Cook, Nikki Kalidas, Calavitas, Leah Dudley, Eva Dimitro, Lena Shriver, Carolyn Upham, Caroline Crevellini, Tara Calvini, Mary Sally, Aaron Delaney, and Nora Behring. And now the Senior League of the Greater Naples Little League, the 1989 Cubs. Got the Reds next. We'll do the Reds. Coach John Asling and his assistant Mike Dooley. And the 1989 Reds, Alicia McKenzie, Amber Ramsey, Julie Campbell, and Sherry Campo. And now the 1989 Dodgers. Coach Corky Fritsch and Alan Rozier. Gabriel Elder, Julie Candido, Jenny Isaacs, Harry Isaacs, Michelle Gassman, 89 A's, coached by Jeff Dodds, Jim McGee, and Todd Iverson. Elizabeth Yeager, Amber Pettigo, Sarah Peterson, Laura Roth, Heather Wallace, Andy Hernandez, Sadie Hill, Missy Hampton, Angie Gonzalez, Andy Swope, Chrissy McGee, Kathy Kelly, and Becky Payne. And last but not least, let me give a special introduction to the three-time Senior League World Champion Coach, Robert Imuri. His assistant, Ted Brousseau. And the 1989 Cubs, Melissa Tolson, Kelly Jacobson, Vanessa Simpson, Crystal Hamilton, Janet Knezovich, Amy Brill, Tara Brousseau, Tanya Brousseau, Jill Benici, or Jean Benici, Jill Buckley, and Victoria Lanier. Before we do the Little League pledge, I'd like to introduce the Little League officials here this evening. I'd like to ask the district administrator for District 9 to come out on the field, Fred Burson. Unfortunately, our league president, Fred Harrington, couldn't. Well, she's got the ball we're going to throw out tonight, so. And my name is Gary Tice, and I'm the Assistant District Administrator for softball. Ladies on the field, if you can take your hat off and repeat after me the Little League pledge. I trust in God. I love my country and will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win. But win or lose, I will always do my best. Would everyone please rise for the playing of our national anthem? Tonight, in the front row in the bleachers, we have with us Richard and Peggy Pittman, George Pittman's mother and father. We have George's wife, Anita Pittman. We also have George Jr., who's in the pep band, and Shayla Pittman Reeves, who was also a world champion on the 1980 Braves, and Margaret Pittman, George's daughter, who was with the 1982 Little League Championship and the 1984 Little League Championship. And we also have George's granddaughter here, Vanessa. Before we get to the dedication, I have, through the help of my associate, Garrett Richter, the program finally got into gear. A man named George got totally involved, and their losing streak problem was finally resolved. In the next 10 years, they were world champions half the time, and second, third, and fourth every other year was real fun. George coached the girls and taught them a lot what to do when the ball's hit and when it's caught. He stressed class and poise and hollered, "Go, go, go!" while his great team of girls put on a great show. He taught teamwork and respect and told them not to pout when they missed a fly ball or when they struck out. You know, you all know girls don't mess with no crud, but Georgia's girls, they would all slide in the mud. They'd give their best and they'd do their all for themselves and their coach in the game of softball. This spirit and confidence took them to Kalamazoo for the World Championships, to which they all flew. The victories were sweet, but to George they were second. He was more concerned with their teamwork, I reckon. He stood out in a crowd by his leadership and style, and of course, around his neck was the infamous white towel. Instead of rough and demanding words, George passed out his encouraging big birds. Big birds, sir, to make them toe the line. The girls had to do exercises when they weren't here on time. Or when they goof up or make a mistake, it was a big bird or two that they'd have to take. George was a man and a kid at heart. As a leader and coach, he did more than his part. His girls all loved him, and so do we. His accomplishments and teachings are so plain to see. With our minds and our hearts, we honor him tonight as a man in our lives that headed up the fight for victory and confidence too, so our kids feel good about the things that they do. We dedicate this field to George and his call for his time and his manner that he has touched us all. So please all rise and be silent while we can for George Pittman, the coach, the leader, the man. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce the Honorable Mayor of the City of Naples, Mr. Ned Purcell. And I'd also like to ask Anita Pittman, will you please come out on the field?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, girls and coaches, Pittman family. It is truly a privilege for me to be here and to represent in an official way, but also in a very personal way, all the citizens of this lovely city. We, and I speak for everyone in it, could not be more proud of the Little League teams that have been produced on these grounds and by the spirited support of everyone that's been connected with the game. 53 pennants, I'm told, are hanging around the wall here, the fence, and there have been 5 world championships. No other city in this country or anywhere else can brag about such a record nor be as proud as we are of that accomplishment. And so this afternoon, it is a true pleasure to be able to read a proclamation which we adopted at a city council meeting and which in some small way reflects the admiration and the respect that we have for George Pittman. Whereas the citizens of Naples and the surrounding areas have great pride in the athletic endeavor of the Greater Naples Little League organization, and whereas the outstanding contributions of George B. Pittman to the Little League organization, its coaches, managers, players, and spectators are well recognized and will be long remembered in Naples. And whereas our community is deeply saddened by George Pittman's untimely death in December 1988, and whereas by official action of the City Council and the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board of the City of Naples, the softball field at Fleischman Park was named the George B. Pittman Field in honor and memory of George B. Pittman and his many years of dedicated service to the youth of our community and to the Greater Naples Little League organization. Now, therefore, I, Edwin J. Putzel, Jr., by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the City of Naples, Florida, do hereby officially dedicate the George B. Pittman Field this 13th day of March, 1989. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and the seal of the City of Naples, Florida, and call upon all citizens to join me in this salute to an individual whose unselfish effort has helped direct the lives of our young people and the future of Naples in such a meaningful fashion. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll cast your eyes out in the center field, we will now unveil our new scoreboard and the naming of the George B. Pittman Field. At this time, I'd like to ask Margaret Pittman to come out on the field, please. We're going to ask Margaret to throw out the first ball for the 1989 Little League season. Margaret? Ladies and gentlemen, now we're here at the 1989 opening ceremony for Greater Naples Little League, and it's time for us to play ball. Thank you for showing up tonight.
Anita, hold that up to the camera. What? Hold that up to the camera.
Go reclaim your stuff. Wait outside the fence.
Okay.